Hello, my name is John Carter. I am one of the original founders and former chair on the Nebraska Commission on African American Affairs. And I'm here today in this platform to dispel some rumors, some innuendos about some misappropriation in that Nebraska Commission on African American Affairs that were made by Mike Foley. They're not true. And last week he did a news sitting where nobody tried to confirm or the information that he was putting out there, I guess, because he's an elected official, it just somehow is true, which he has a knack for doing that against competent black leadership to discredit them, and no one calls him out. Thus is the purpose or part of the reason that the Commission on African American Affairs was formed, and the reason why state government is opposing it and making it the mockery that it seems to be in the black community in the state of Nebraska. So let's talk about it. The Commission on African American Affairs, the original founders was myself, Helen Wakefield, Willie Hamilton, and William King. Now, Helen Wakefield and myself continued to push when Willie and William had other obligations and commitments that came up. But basically, Helen Wakefield, this is her vision. She worked with Justin Wayne. She worked with with Governor Ricketts, and she made this thing become a reality. The whole purpose of it was to involve the community more in what was going on in the community, instead of having these hand-picked people that were always doing the same thing, that were just selling out the community. It was to involve more people and give them power. This is a legislative commission. It was intended to have power to impact all things that influence and affect African Americans across the state of Nebraska. The commission was intended to be staffed and run by community members who were recommended to the governor, but not picked by the governor. In other words, the governor has no authority over commission members. The state legislature does. That's the power that this commission has. The commission with legislative authority, because of that power, can help to enact or recommend legislation across the state that impact black folks. However, this power has been opposed by Governor Pillen. They don't want it. He doesn't want it. His administration has been pushed not to have it. And Mike Foley, for some reason, is certainly opposed to me, but I haven't done anything to the man. I know who he is. I'm sure he knows who I am, but any personal dealings with him, I just haven't had it. So I don't know why he's always attacking my credibility, but he certainly has done it. He's caused me not to gain certain types of employment. And everywhere I've gone, he's sent information to try to discredit me with folks that I've established rapport relationship with. So he's tortiously interfered with every type of employment in the past that I've attempted to do, even outside of the state of Nebraska. So let's go back and talk about the commission. Directors of state-funded organizations such as Omaha 100, Educare, Teammates, etc. should not be serving on the commission due to conflicts. Those organizations have full-time executive directors that cannot possibly render the time and commitment that it takes to grow the commission. And they will not do anything to go against the grain of the governor, the attorney general, or any organization that may impact or affect their funding. There was no and there is no misappropriation of funds, as Mike Foley keeps alluding to, with the Nebraska Commission on African American Affairs. I'm going to tell you why. Because the commission has no direct access to bank accounts. All the invoices and account payables are submitted to state accounting and approved by the commission executive board for payment. It was set up that way from the beginning. The commission doesn't have a bank account. They have no access to direct cash. So how can there be a misappropriation? Mike Foley has continually attempted to demonize myself and some others after having, and myself especially after having been disbarred in the state of Nebraska 16 years ago. His lies and his attacks are directed and intended to castrate the Nebraska Commission on African American Affairs. One of the things they never tell you, though, is that there was an exoneration because there was an investigation done, and the $6,000 or $6,600 that I allegedly misappropriated was paid back to me in a settlement. They paid me that money back, plus they paid my attorney fees. So if I stole something from you, notwithstanding I was never charged with any crime or anything, it's another thing. if I stole something from you, would you give it back and settle it and pay me? No, that doesn't happen. The only person that had access to funds was a woman who was acting as the treasurer at the time and as the chair of the finance committee. She somehow obtained a credit card, unbeknownst to any other rest of the commission members at the time, and both her name and the commission's name, and had those credit card statements mailed to her house. When it came to my attention as the chair, I requested through the executive board that she have those credit card statements redirected to the commission for accountability. She failed and refused to do that. Since the news media in Lincoln and Omaha are quick to publish stories without getting a full story from the other side, which is typical of most tabloid reporting agencies, I'm making this statement because of Governor Pillen and Mike Foley's continued reckless and callous disregard of the truth when it comes to qualified black male leadership in the state of Nebraska. Mike Foley is a liar, and he better watch his mouth. The woman who was serving as the treasurer and as the finance committee chair, who just recently was removed from that, has no nexus to the black community, to black churches, organizations, or grassroots leaders in the city of Omaha. That's why she opposed the commission having meetings in Omaha. She wanted to stay up in Lincoln, where all of her neighbors and people that she bows to are. You know, another thing that you ought to be very cautious of when it comes to choosing the community, choosing people to be on this commission, is be very careful, because folks who are in these nonprofit organizations, think about it. It's in the name, nonprofit. It seems that the only way that if you are black and you want to get funding through the state of Nebraska, you have to be a nonprofit organization. There's over 300 of them in the Omaha area alone. That is absolutely ridiculous. That's ridiculous. With all the money that has come through, especially North Omaha, there should be at least 25 or 30 black millionaires in the state of Nebraska right now. Where are they with all the money? While you're talking about the commission is set up to impact things like that and to ask those kind of questions and to get the monies that haven't been coming to the community and being spent in the community back into the hands of what it was intended to be, and to get people to work together with other folks around the state. It's not just an Omaha organization. It's not a Lincoln organization. It's a state organization. I, as the chair, was going around the state meeting other African Americans, because let me tell you, there are African Americans in North Platte, there are African Americans in Scott Bluff, there's African Americans in other cities around the state that people don't talk about, Grand Island, everywhere. There's other communities of people. And man, it was coming together. But when they saw the power of what was happening, it was opposed. That's what's been happening. I'm saying that plantation mindset, that you have to have your hand out and keep going back to the state government to get money every year, or every 2 years, or whatever, must stop. We have to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps too and learn to stand on our own. Anyone who is fed by the state government, their coffers get tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars or millions of dollars a year, are not going to oppose them. The way this commission was set up is that it's supposed to be from people in the community who are recommended by folks in the community, put on the list, given to the governor, and the governor simply appoints them to serve 4-year terms. That's the way it's supposed to be. They're not supposed to be chosen by people who worked in state government and they're friends with these people because they're the gatekeepers, and they put all the gatekeepers there to keep the real folks who are concerned about the community, live in the community, impacted by things that happen in the community, but they can't do anything about it because they have no power. The commission was intended to empower the people in the community in North Omaha and elsewhere around the state. That's not happening. Because what happened, thanks to the powers that be in this administration right now, all the gatekeepers are on the community and on the commission. Most of them are, and they're being paid. And there's no way that they can do your business on the commission when they're receiving a paycheck and have an expectation to be working full time for somebody else. That's not going to happen.
Thank you for watching Great Minds Blacks.